Let's get it going. Get on your feet. Let's do a little fun stuff. Clap your hands. Get some energy. Get your blood flowing. Sing a little bit with us. Get on your feet. Come on. Come on, come on. Well, take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Well, feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Clap your hands. You're doing good. Now look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Oh, now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, every walk of life. Every creed and color, you can feel united in honor of the God of each other. Well, take a look to the person next to you. Say I bow to you. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love.
You're next.
That was great.
Good morning, Unity of Sarasota. So good to see everyone today. My name is Bruce McLaughlin. I'm honored to be your worship assistant today. We are an inclusive spiritual community that embraces life-affirming, practical spirituality for richer living right now. I'm from Unity of India originally, and we used to say we welcome every race, every color, every creed, and every lifestyle. And that pretty much means anyone that walks through those front doors is welcome here. And that's one thing I absolutely love about Unity. If you'll join me in reading our mission statement, we are a beacon of light and love, opening minds, touching hearts, and transforming lives. Okay, we have a special guest today. There she is.
We're just getting something fixed for her microphone.
Her
Sound
microphone isn't working, but while she is getting that settled, they gave me a brief bio here, but there's a much better one, so I'm going to have to read it. About Reverend Linda. She's an award-winning New Thought author and Unity minister. Reverend Linda Martell Whitsett teaches that we are here to be the light of the world. Her message promotes humanity's innate capacities with which to respond to life circumstances and spiritual maturity. Linda is retired from the executive team at Unity Worldwide Headquarters, leading Unity's 24/7 global prayer ministry, Global Prayer Ministry, Silent Unity. In years prior, Reverend Linda served Unity communities in Omaha, Nebraska, and San Antonio, Texas. Reverend Linda will lead us in our opening prayer now.
Just in the nick of time.
little technical issues here. I always say I just need an implant. If I just had an implant, you can just turn me on and off. Good morning. No, I'm not on. Oh, there we are. Now we are. Oh, use the podium. Okie dokie. Good morning, friends. Good morning. Let's open in prayer. As you close your eyes, just merely for the purpose of tuning inward, right? Know what it means to you to open your mind, to have an open heart, to have the capacity to transform your own thoughts moment by moment. These are the things that you claim in this community are uppermost in your minds and a significant part of your mission. So recognize it for yourself this morning as we begin. And understand that when I open my mind, my heart, when I transform my own thoughts, I am more available in the world. I am more available as the light of the world. So notice this about you. You are the light of the world. Take it in. And invite every aspect of your being to broadcast that identity here in community and even in the community around us, in the world around us. For we are one, and so it is. Amen.
Okay, now's the time to welcome anyone that might be here for the first time. So if you happen to be here for the first time, if you would please stand for a moment and remain standing. We will start right there. Can you tell me your names and where you're from?
I'm originally from Michigan, but I moved here in 1993.
Welcome.
I'm Yolanda. I came from Huntsville, Alabama. So almost 1 year and a half since I came here.
Okay, welcome so much. I don't think I missed anybody. Our usher is going to give you two things. One is a shell necklace that you're holding now. And what that shell necklace represents, every shell from the sea is different, just like every human on this world is different. So the shells represent us as individuals, but the string represents the unity of all of us because we truly all are one. So right now I'm going to announce some of the happenings here at Unity. There's a lot of stuff always going on. You can always go on our website and look for these things as well. On June the 1st, we will be having a memorial service at 12:30 p.m. to honor our Reverend Amy that passed away, 6 weeks ago, I'm going to say approximately. So that's going to be June 1st at 12:30 after our service. Okay, Unity again is hosting a picnic at Siesta Key on June 15th for the Youth Symphony Fellows after their special Father's Day performance here at church. If you would like to volunteer, please sign up in Fellowship Hall or see Peg Beck right here. And Peg has done this for how many years?
Too many to count.
Too many to count. And she always needs help doing this. So you can sign up in the fellowship room or talk to Peg today and sign up to help with this. Our monthly campus beautification is May 24th. That would be next Saturday, I believe, from 9 until noon. If you would like to volunteer, please join us. And also we have an opportunity with our audio-visual team. If you would like to volunteer and help with that, please see Tim Chafee or our own Rob Satori if you would like to do that. Now if you'll please stand and sing our Unity song.
Every prayer is answered, every prayer kiss and your eyes can see. Gather all your troubles, give them all to me. I am always with you, I will always be. I am one, I am unity. We are one, we are unity.
Now, if you remain standing and join me in reading our statement of being. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, who is perfect life, perfect intelligence, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. You are an individualized expression of God. And we are an individualized expression of God. Reverend Linda will now read our daily word.
Thank you. Thank you, Bruce. Today's daily word, what a beautiful word, cherish. Cherish. I cherish opportunities to share the love of God. It isn't the price of something that determines its value, is it? It is how much it is cherished. It's not how something looks or what it costs that makes it beautiful. It is the love and wonder I feel that helps me cherish it. Just like the gifts I give, I imbue my relationships with love. I cherish those for whom I care deeply, and I want them to feel cherished by me. I hold the intention for love and connection that is at the heart of my every exchange. Just as I feel cherished as a divine being, I share the love of God through my kind and considerate acts. At the heart of every kindness I extend is the prayer that those I serve will feel cherished, not only by me, but by God. So from 1 Thessalonians, so deeply do we care for you that we are determined to share with you not only the gospel of God, but also our own selves, because you have become very dear to us. Think about what that means to you, to share not only the love that represents God, but what you are, the love that you are. And so it is.
Pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me. Please sing along with us. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, shine your light in me, shine your light into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, sing your song in me, sing your song into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, dance and smile with me, dance and smile into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, wonderful Spirit, oh,
let's take that deep. Let's take that in. And as we like to do in Unity, to have a period for meditation, a chance to really just reflect inward about truth. My inspiration, in part from this song, but also for today's message, is a message of inner wisdom. And to quote Isaiah chapter 30, "And when you turn to the right or when you turn to the left, your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, 'This is the way, walk in it.'" So with your eyes closed, enter into opening. I make sacred space by designating this as a sacred moment. I open through my breath, breathing deeply, consciously, the breath of life. And through this opening breath, may I experience an expanding sense of God, of self, beyond the borders of my own body even. Carve now an open, sacred space in mind, devoting your attention. I'm devoting my attention to the powerful present. Creating sacred space in your own heart, centralizing, right? Concentrating divine power right where you are, right in the midst of what you are. And so we establish ourselves open for good, for God, for truth, for a greater awareness, for a new, fresh possibility, perhaps. And as soon as we open, we now have access to infinity. Infinity. Among the infinite ways that I could describe the power and presence that is so often referred to as God, in this moment I name it wisdom, divine wisdom. The power of wisdom is infinite. It's ever present and accessible in every moment. So let me just devote a few moments to recognizing wisdom all around me, perhaps in something someone spoke to you as you entered this morning. Recognize the wisdom within you as your very own inner guidance system. Center your awareness for a moment on your solar plexus, the seat of wisdom in physicality. It's incarnate wisdom. Visualize the bright yellow sun, that color, like the sun shining on your questions and concerns, illuminating them, bringing wisdom. Affirm, I am divine wisdom, knowing the way forward. I am divine wisdom, knowing the way forward. Repeat that affirmation to yourself. Send it as a code of authority from your brain into the nervous system, into your physical structures and spaces in your physicality, into your heart, into your solar plexus, into your life. I am divine wisdom, knowing the way forward. Be still in the awe of the knowledge that wisdom is inherent, that it's part of your nature. It doesn't come from somewhere else, but it arises within your spirit, your awareness. Let's sit in silence for a moment and just take in the understanding that I am divine wisdom, knowing the way forward. Knowing that I am divine wisdom, knowing the way forward, I know that I'm never without a sense of direction. Just take that in, understand. I am never without a sense of direction. Divine wisdom is mine. And know that I can demonstrate this and experience this wisdom by discerning the way to go, relying not upon external authorities, but on inner wisdom. I can easily distinguish between a true sense of direction and a false hope or wishful thinking by paying attention to the subtle cues of thought and feeling. Take a moment to just contemplate something that you've been working with, a decision on the horizon, concern about having confidence on your path, whatever's important to you. And remind yourself, I am divine wisdom, knowing the way forward. This is a cause for celebration, is the truth of being. What a relief and a joy to know that I am divine wisdom, that I can count on my inner guidance system for everything in life. So take a deep breath as this becomes the mantra for your day. I am divine wisdom, knowing the way forward. Feel the truth of it inwardly and celebrate this wonderful divine idea. For you are divine, and so it is. So it is.
Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone will change. No one stays the same. The young become the old, and mysteries unfold. 'Cause that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure. Except the rain comes from the clouds, the sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. winter turns to spring. A wounded heart will heal, but never much too soon. Yes, everything must change. The young become the old, and mysteries unfold. 'Cause that's the way of time. Nothing and nobody goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of, except rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Rain comes from the clouds, and the sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Rain comes from the clouds, the sun lights up the sky, and music makes me
I just want to add something. Stephen mentioned something. Thank you so much. Just real quick. Stephen mentioned that this was one of his bucket list songs. So I think you did all right.
Whoa. We're talking about inspiration today. Are you inspired? Did this inspire you, Rob and Stephen? Whoa. Whew. Wow, friends. Recently, I had the privilege of officiating a funeral in Siesta Key. The deceased woman's daughter approached me after the service concluded to say that she was very excited to see that a robin had been perched on a windowsill right near where I had been speaking in the service. She was absolutely sure that it represented her mother's spirit. You know, then at the graveside, there were trees in the distance around the shelter where there was a beautiful double military blessing and the folding of the flags, and then my remarks, and all the while, birds were singing. I mean, audibly. It was beautiful. Hummingbirds, great nod to hummingbirds from the song. You know, hummingbirds have been known to represent spirit for a lot of people. I can't tell you how many people have told me their hummingbird experiences after the death of a loved one, right? So, you know, perhaps you can recall some moments in your own life when something happened, something appeared that you recognized, that it represented someone or some spiritual significance to you, maybe a confirmation of some idea that you'd been, wrestling with. I had such an experience. I was pretty young. I was 19. I was driving home after dark, having just concluded, I think, the third session in a series of extrasensory perception classes. ESP, remember ESP? My teacher, let's get a load of her name, Ernestine Knipschild. Now, is that the name of a psychic or what? I mean, she embodied, it was beautiful, beautiful, Ernestine. Well, she had led us through like past life regressions and all kinds of fascinating features of the occult that I had never experienced before. So I'm driving home. I was feeling unsure about all of this. I came from a traditional family. I'm talking an Italian, Catholic traditional family. If you know them, or if you are them, you don't need to say much more than that. There is only one religion, the Catholic religion, right? There's only one path. So this was like all new to me and very enticing and interesting, but worrisome. Didn't know if this was okay. So I was wondering, like literally wondering while I was driving, if I was heading in the right direction. And I didn't mean that literally. I meant that figuratively, right? Metaphysically. Within seconds, I kid you not, out of the driver's side window and up in the sky, I experienced my first and only shooting star. Now, when I say I saw a shooting star, it wasn't just a sighting. It was a visceral experience because I kid you not, that shooting star flew out of the sky, went down the crown of my head, down my spinal column, and flew back up. I was so startled and amazed and like scared a little bit, right? I pulled over to the side of the road. And in order to do that, of course, I had to turn my head to make sure I was going right. The instant I turned my head, I had a spontaneous chiropractic adjustment. My entire spinal column, one vertebra at a time, just click, in total alignment. I sat there for a while. I sat there like, what has just happened to me? But I felt physically like so much relief, like every tension in my body was gone. And I felt this, moreover, excitement, enthusiasm, like, okay, was that a confirmation or what? I'm going to trust this. It so inspired me that I went on to continue to study and to seek a path of spirituality for myself that was very different from my upbringing. I was truly inspired. Well, during this same period, I was also taking a yoga class. So my friend and I, my coworker and I, she was taking the yoga class, I was taking ESP, and we visited each other's classes, right? So I went with her to her yoga class, never heard of yoga. I mean, look, this was the early 70s, right? I hadn't had access to yoga. So I walk in. The class was being held in a school, a high school classroom or something. The space was cleared. There were mats on the floor. There was sitar, music, Ravi Shankar in the background, Nag Champa incense. Who can stand that? Who cannot be swayed by Nag Champa incense? And then this petite Indian woman, I mean, she was really tiny, petite, with this beautiful accent, with her hair down to her waist, but in a long braid, and her traditional garb, and her beautiful welcome. Well, I sat down and cross-legged, which I don't think I had ever done that in my life. I wasn't real physically oriented. I'm sitting there and waiting for things to start, and I saw myself in ochre robes and a bald head, sort of a preview of current days, I guess. But I saw myself in ochre robes, sitting in a lotus posture. And here's the thing, I had no reference for that. I had not seen a show about it. I had not any information. It was weird. So I told the instructor after the class, and she said, "Oh, you were having a past life experience." Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't know how I feel about reincarnation even to this day, but the point is that I felt connected, aligned. I felt entirely inspired. And I would go on to live at Kripalu Yoga Ashram, an American ashram, until 3 years later I left to marry Giles and forge an adult life that has been steeped in spiritual awareness. I found I was so very fortunate for those early light bulb experiences, those early inspirations that set the tone for the life that I would come to live 50 years later. Here I am, Whew. So perhaps you've wondered from time to time what would be different about my life had I not taken that path. Have you ever wondered about that? Well, I've piled on enough years not to take that too seriously, not to go down that rabbit hole so much. But it reminds me of something that the 19th century Austrian novelist René Rucki wrote. "If I don't manage to fly, someone else will. The spirit wants only that there be flying. As for who happens to do it, in that the spirit only has a passing interest." In other words, the way I understand it, we can't take every single path. I mean, we're going to talk about divine ideas, and we can't embody all of them, even in a lifetime, But I want to continue by speaking of birds and flying and inspiration and divine ideas. I want to tell you this. In the year 2017, my dad, who was a stained glass artist, he was 87 years old at the time, he made a replica of the Silent Unity cupola above the dedicated prayer chapel in Silent Unity at Unity World headquarters. On screen, you'll see this is the image that he made, and it's hanging there today in that sacred chapel. There's two snapshots. The one has the light behind it, so you can see this is actually what the cupola looks like at dusk. That amber glow shines through the windows. If you ever go to Unity Village, you'll see this. But it's just such a beautiful, it was a beautiful gift that he gave. Now, he told me, Dad said, "I added a surprise for you. You'll see it when you open it." So we had a big ceremony with the rest of the executive team as I unveiled and opened it for the first time. And I just kind of smiled to see my dad added birds in the sky around the cupola. Do you see them? He added them. Now, my Roman Catholic dad would have no way of knowing the significance of birds in Unity. Maybe you don't either, but birds in Unity represent divine ideas. They represent inspirational thoughts. You could consider them messages from Spirit, right? How amazing is it that my dad had been inspired to add them? He had a dream about it, and he woke up to fulfill the dream by adding them. I thought, that's so beautiful. So again, speaking about birds and flying and inspiration and divine ideas. All right, here's what I have come to know and to understand that I'd like to share. It's always raining divine ideas. It's always raining divine ideas. Divine ideas are the atmosphere that's invisible yet felt and sensed. It is the realm of the invisible yet felt, right? Sensed, divine intelligence. It's what Jesus called the kingdom of the heavens. It's what Deepak Chopra called the realm of infinite potentiality, right? It's the atmosphere, the environment of divine intelligence. Wow, it's always raining divine ideas. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, he wrote, "Divine ideas are humanity's inheritance. They are pregnant with all possibility because ideas are the foundation and the cause of all of humanity's desires." Think about that. Divine ideas are the cause and the foundation for all of our desires. All the ideas contained in the one mind, he called it the Father mind or the one mind, they're all at the mental command of its offspring, you and I, right? He says, get behind a thing into the mental realm where it exists is an inexhaustible tool, and you can draw upon it perpetually and never deplete the source. This is the quality of divine ideas. You might say, somebody took my idea. I remember years ago, oh gosh, way back when we lived in Omaha and we were much younger, Giles and I were walking in the old market in Omaha, and we came upon a little bookstore. Those were the days where they had all the little local bookstores. And Giles said to me, boy, wouldn't it be wonderful to have a bookstore that was more than a bookstore and a cafe with comfortable chairs you could sit in and all of this kind of thing. He was on to something, and it's sure too bad that he didn't take that to the Shark Tank, right? Because golly, within a couple of years, we saw the bigs, right? The big Barnes & Nobles and the place in Denver that's stories high. I forget the name of it. Oh, he had that idea. Now, divine ideas are not limited to each one of us. But anyway, that was an aside. I didn't even have that in my notes, but it really strikes me. That's a good example. Divine ideas are everywhere, and many of us have similar divine ideas. It's what we do with them that makes them unique, right? So in the human experience, where time and space are finite, because that's true in our humanity, I can't grab hold of and bring into expression every divine idea that occurs to me, and neither can you. We just can't in our humanity, because limitation is an aspect of our human experience, right? It's what happens when we're walking around in an incarnated body, right, in physicality. But what moves me to take hold of one divine idea or another? To be selective. Well, inspiration does that. Do you see that? To be inspired is to learn of a divine idea, to feel uplifted by it, to feel a resonance with it, right? And then to want it so much that I would rearrange everything else in my life and make room for it. That's where the action part comes in, right? How many ideas have you had that never got fulfilled? Well, whole lots more than the ones we have fulfilled, right? Inspiration. So Charles Fillmore also said, "Let it be understood that we're teaching the science of spirit, and those who are receptive to the teaching of this science of spirit will be inspired to a spiritual consciousness. It's not difficult to accomplish this receiving the breath of inspiration of spirit." We're all inspired by spirit in certain states of consciousness. This is why we practice. It's why we pray, why we meditate, why we become quiet and still, so we can actually tune in to that of us that is the invisible, that is the quieter us, right? It's the divine ideas within us. And notice that he says, receiving the breath of inspiration. So breathing is, in unity, the symbol for inspiration. It's actually literally inspiration. So while it's possible to describe inspiration and to experience it, right, inspiration cannot be processed entirely by our intellect, precisely because of its sensitivities, because of its subtleties, because it is spirit, not flesh, inspiration, right? It's a mystical experience of alignment with a divine idea. I like to say that inspiration is the starting place for creativity, because a divine idea won't go anywhere unless we do something with it, unless we flesh it out, unless we build it. We used to use the word manifest all the time, to manifest it. So, how to catch a snowflake? Now, I'm not talking about, after I wrote this title, To Catch a Snowflake, I was looking on my news feed, and I gulped, because snowflake is a derogatory term for people like me, who are very liberal and very open-hearted, open-minded. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a snowflake, right? Representing divine ideas. It takes me back to when Giles and my son, he was 4 years old when we left Honolulu and relocated to Omaha, Nebraska. And he was 4, and he had never encountered snow before, but he had seen it on Sesame Street. So when we had our first snow in the first week we were there, all Adrian wanted to do is to go sit on a swing and stick his tongue out and catch snowflakes on his tongue. It was like a bliss for him. So snowflakes are dear to me. So falling snowflakes like stars in the sky, like grains of sand on the beach, on the shoreline, they represent abundance, don't they? I mean, we can see that you can't count them. There's an infinity of them. They represent that infinite divine ideas. So just for a moment, turn your thoughts to a moment when you experienced awe in the presence of that kind of abundance. I remember going way out in the hill country in Texas when we lived there, and the lights of the city didn't extend that far out, and I saw the sky as I had never encountered it in city living. I mean, the stars just were remarkable. It was like being in an arboretum, only this was real, the real sky, When have you had a moment like that? What happens when I catch a snowflake? Whether it's on the tongue or whether it's in the hand, when a snowflake lands, it changes form, does it not? It sort of melts into a minuscule puddle and no longer has form and shape. Catch a divine idea, and it melts into pure possibility. Think of that. It's the little puddle of possibility that I get to do something with. I get to bring it into shape. I get to mold and conform it to my vision. This is divine wisdom at its best. It's that internal process, and it is inspiration that leads the way. So to practice this, I'm thinking, first of all, we have to recognize a divine idea. right? I mean, we have lots of ideas people give us. We see them on billboards. We hear something. We dream about it, as my dad did so frequently. You know, we have these moments of pure inspiration. But when I pay attention to my desires, to my curiosity, you know, to my longings, you know, and sometimes longing is experienced not so much as an enthusiastic thing, but more as something missing or lacking. It could be that. But notice the fresh possibilities, ideas that may be familiar and resurgent, or they might be novel and unexpected. Like, for example, just having this repetitive thought that says, you know, I know the world would tell me I'm too old for this, but I think it's time to go get that college degree. You know, maybe an idea like that. And so what do I do with that? Well, I have to breathe life into it. So that breath of inspiration, I breathe life into it. And how do I do that? Well, I vet that idea, right? I do use my intellect to try to look at the reality, the research it. I look at whether I can create a plan for that. I look at my financial capacity. I look at my time and other commitments. I feel it out emotionally. How does it feel at the thought of walking across that stage with my diploma? You know, like, let me think about what the feeling attuned to that idea is for me so that I can sense whether it's mine, right? Yeah. And then spiritually, does this idea thrill me? Does it feel like this is my next, right? Does it give me a sense of greater vitality? And then, of course, the next thing to do is to embody that idea. And that means to go forward, to take the steps, to rearrange all the other obligations and stuff in my life to incorporate the plan for that idea to be fulfilled. One of the most inspiring messages, I'd say for me, from Charles Fillmore, comes from the book Prosperity. Just listen to this empowerment. You can do anything with the thoughts of your mind. They are yours and under your control. You can direct them, coerce them, hush them, or crush them. You can dissolve one thought and put another in its place. There is no other place in the universe where you are the absolute master. Got that? Got that. So as a remembrance of this message, I couldn't bring you snowflakes. Not going to happen. And I thought I'd leave the sand on the beach this time, you know. But another representation of divine ideas that I really like is bubbles, right? Like a snowflake, a bubble, when it lands, it pops. And, you know, it's hard to see, but it leaves its own little blob of possibility there for development. So it's a divine idea. And I want to ask the ushers to hand out bubbles for everybody today, because I want this to just be your reminder of divine ideas in your life. And look, there's more than you could possibly catch. Especially a bubble machine, right, that I play for the grandkids, and there's gajillions of them. You know, I can't catch them all, but I can catch one, and I can do something with it, right? This is to remind you of the value of inspiration and your power to shape substance from divine ideas, fulfilling your dreams and intentions. May you leave here today feeling inspired in some really important way in your life. And I thank you so much for the devotion of your attention. And it's so wonderful to be with you, friends, again. Thank you. Thank you. I'll have to blow bubbles. A little demonstration. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, if our ushers will please come forward. If our ushers will come forward for the offertory. Okay, now's the time that we give to our church. Often we give in time, talent, and treasures. Thank you for being here. Part of your time for the church is simply attending. 2 weeks ago, we had a big volunteer luncheon after church. I'm going to say we honored probably 30 or 40 volunteers. And just know anytime you want to volunteer, you are definitely needed and you're definitely appreciated too. So that's your time. Talent, we're overrun with talent here. We see it every Sunday. And the treasures are what you give in the offertory. If you'll join me in reading our offertory blessing, divine love blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive abundantly.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the Son, God is the Son, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator. Shine its light as me, as you so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show. They do command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new, and God needs us to shine its light as me, as you so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Here we go now. And God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light as me, as you so use I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me then all that I must do.
That's the talent I was talking about earlier. Thank you, Stephen, and thank you, Rob. Okay, now we're going to bless the children and have the chaplains come forward as well. If you'll read with me the blessing to the children, and let this be for the children in our community, the children in the world, the entire world, and the child within each of us, because that does reside in each of us. So if you'll join me, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we see the living Spirit in you. Now our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all